Divine greetings and gratitude, tribe. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Of course, I'm always honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. I don't know exactly what we're going to be getting into today. Well, I don't know what messages are going to come through today. However, I am here to give spiritual guidance. That's the way that I am called to show up right now, and I'm going to honor that. So here is your spiritual guidance for the day, or for the week, or the month, or whatever part of your life that you're in right now. These messages are absolutely meant for you, no matter where you are, no matter what time it is, no matter what is going on in your life. Apply them in a way that you need and allow them to be what they are. If they do not resonate, that is fine. Allow yourself to receive what is for you and reserve what is not as a gift for someone else to receive. Thank you so much for tuning into these messages. I don't know if I'm going to be pulling any messages from this reading to include in a writing piece or anything like that. However, we are open to that because as writers, it is imperative that we allow ourselves to receive and draw inspiration from multiple sources and from multiple places. Apart from other books, readings, and teachings, we do divination, and we also do magic. We work on magic and things like that. I don't know why I feel like this wanted to come out, so we're going to leave that out. And this woman wanted to fall right here, so we're going to leave the woman here. And yes, the oils that you see on my left are the spiritual protection oil, as well as the wealth and prosperity oil that I have been working with consistently in my own behind the scenes. Things have been shaken up a lot recently, and so I've been just kind of doing my thing behind the scenes and whatnot. That card is covering the woman there, so I wanted to go ahead and start off with a quick cleanse. I already have a candle lit here, which is so funny because the sun's getting ready to set soon. And I decided that I was going to light a candle, which I find to be so fitting. I find that to be funny because usually when the sun is out, like, what do you need a candle for, you know? So anyway, I just felt the need to do so. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let's go ahead and dive into your messages. Okay, so focusing in on the fox here. Let me see if I can actually pin this down a little bit. That way it's a little bit better. Okay, let's see how that works. I hope that's good. Okay, so with the fox here, I find this to be quite interesting because foxes are notoriously known for being very cunning. Like, that's the first thing that we see. We know that they're known for being funny, cunning, very strategic, and they connect very well to Mercurian energy, if you ask me. I feel like if you paired Gemini and Virgo and you put them in the same room, you have a fox, perhaps a coyote, right? And I say that because this is energy where you have to be, it's like you're quick with your words, you're quick on your feet, you're quick with plans, practical, but you're doing it through improvisation. And that's exactly the energy that I get here, that I'm picking up on is improvisation. And then after that, you also have here you have the mountain. Mountains are obviously, they're just about as old as time, right? They have existed long before we've existed. And I feel like the fact that we do have a mountain here, it's one of those things where, and I say this every time I see this mountain card, I'm always drawn to the fact that there is a stag here, right? And this stag here has had a journey before approaching this mountain. And the interesting thing about that to me is the fact that no matter what happens in life, this mountain is always going to be there. There's no avoiding it. There is no avoiding it in a way. I don't know why I'm hearing is like there's no avoiding this. Like there's something that someone here could be trying to avoid and they're not able to avoid it. Like there's something that they're trying to look away from. But no matter what path you choose, you're going to end up coming or running into this thing, whatever this may be. It could be you're trying to avoid a person because you don't really mesh well with their energy, and so you take the long way home. And somehow it's like, well, wow, I ran into you, like the one of my least favorite people, and then they're just like, oh hey, short stuff, how you doing? It's because it's like there's something that they could be saying or doing to you that you find to be like a pet peeve or annoying, and instead of you creating a problem, you just decide to go around it, or you take the long way home. That's so funny that I'm hearing that. Well, not funny, but it's so interesting that I'm hearing that, because I feel like with the fox here, it's like, okay, I just heard stand your ground. There's energy here that is being presented to you where it's like, I'm not going anywhere. It's like, I just heard the word like coexist. I don't know why the word is coexist, but it's one of those things where you have to be not quick on your feet, but it really does kind of feel like, okay, I got to think this through. I got to figure this out, because if I don't, then I feel like I'm going to end up in a space where I'm constantly having to defend myself. I don't want to keep walking around this. I don't want to keep going around this. I just heard face the mountain. It's like, you have to look at the mountain. It's look at the mountain. And it's so interesting because it's giving me like the national forest in California. I think it's called the national forest. It's like all those mountains. And when you look, like when you're driving like on that freeway, what you end up seeing is if you stop, like, because they have like these little pit stop, well, not pit stops, but they have these areas where you can stop and you can do photography and things like that, like these little points where you can park. It's giving, I look down and I see all of this vastness, all of this space, all of this ground, all of this, and it gives this feeling of anxiety. It's like I can think of every way I could fall off of this thing, and I just want to get away from it. It's almost, this mountain is almost kind of bringing me to this type of, I don't know why it's bringing me to like this anxiety that someone feels when they approach the mountain, or the path going up to the mountain has been treacherous, or it's been traumatizing, or they just feel like, I just want to avoid this. Someone here is trying to avoid it. This mountain could represent the level of success that you're going to end up experiencing. This mountainous thing, this monotonous thing could be indicative of something in your life that's manifesting in magnitude in a multitude of ways, but also it's just, I don't even know the word, like gigantic, I guess could be a word. It's like this gigantic, huge, monotonous energy that's coming into your life. And it almost kind of feels intimidating, because you're like, I don't know what to expect with this. I don't know how to go about this. I don't even know. It feels overwhelming. It feels so overwhelmingly clear that someone here is trying to avoid something. And what I'm also hearing too is that someone here is so cut out for this or made for this. And somehow they're telling themselves, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't know what to do. Well, this is one of those things where instead of you saying you don't know what to do, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be honest. What's coming through is that you're going to have to end up doing it anyway, because you doing this thing is going to show you what you're really made of. And if you really want this thing the way that you say that you do, then it's going to require that you put your actions where your mouth is. It's one of those things where spirit is saying, I don't want you to be so talkative about it. I want you to take action about it. Gemini will sell you your own lungs. Like Gemini will talk you out of your shoes, right? Like Gemini energy, because Gemini energy is like known for its words, like, it's wordsmith, right? So when you're dealing with Gemini energy, this this energy could sell a blow dryer to an ice cube. Like that's kind of the energy I get with Gemini. And then Virgo energy is like, Virgo energy could be very, and we all have these energies within us, by the way. This is not an actual person that we're talking about. This is just simply the energy that's present. Okay. So Virgo, on the other hand, is like, okay, yeah, you're trying to sell me a story, but get to the point. Like, what are you really here for? Like, let's cut the chase. Like, let's cut all the small talk. What do you want? What do you need? Right? Like, what do we need to do? Like, what's the plan though? Like, you're telling me and you're feeding me this, but like, what's the plan? And also with these two energies, because they have, obviously they're ruled by Mercury, this is bringing me to work. It's bringing me to words. It's bringing me the prophetic energy. It's bringing me to energy where it's like, okay, even though I don't know the full outcome, I can plan and I can do this, but at the same time there's this level of improvisation that spirit is wanting you to have. I don't know why that's the message, but that's just simply the message. Allow yourself to improvise in this space, but also what I'm hearing is to do what you've been doing your whole life, right? Like do what you've been doing your whole life. It's not necessarily about, and not even just that, it's also think about ways to do this differently as well. because the very thing that you've been doing your whole life is the very thing that's not going anywhere. Remember, this is the mountain here. I'm seeing it as not an obstacle per se, but I'm seeing it as something that is cemented, that is not going anywhere. I feel also with this, oh my goodness, you have the sun card twice, because the sun card just popped out again. And for those of you that are looking kind of confused as to why, this is energy where, I'm sorry, not energy, where this is two decks that I smashed together. So that's the reason why you see that. Anyway, so basically what this here, it's like it's time. The scythe here does point to timing. So this is one of those things where it's calling you to say, okay, well, you're going to have to go ahead and get it done. Like, you're going to have to get it done. And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't even know if I've prepared. It's kind of where you take an exam, or you're getting ready to take an exam, and it's like, damn, like, did I study enough? Am I going to do well? And you will be surprised as to just how well you're actually going to do. In fact, you're going to do so well that it's going to start unlocking doors. And it's interesting because you have the divine feminine energy here. The key to unlocking this is to allow yourself to be led by this divinely feminine energy, because that divinely feminine energy, that receptive part of you, it's like, oh, I'm hearing to empty your mind, like empty yourself. It's so interesting because you can't literally empty the mind, but what it is, I'm hearing the word poise. It's where you become poised and you breathe and you let everything go. You let go of all the outcomes. You let go of everything that you could possibly think could go wrong, and you just detach yourself from it. And from that point, it's like you're moving with whatever this thing is. It's where you become the wind, you become the ground, you become the water, you become the fire. It's you become the element, you become the thing. And there is no separation between you and the thing that you're wanting, if that makes sense. If you're wanting the motorcycle, let's just use a toy as an example. If you're wanting the motorcycle, well, what does the motorcycle feel like when you're riding it? What would you like? How fast would you go if you were the motorcycle? It sounds crazy when you put it that way, but it's this idea of not just imagination, but it's this merging of imagination and of intuition and intellect, where you allow yourself to encapsulate all of that into this space. And from there, you create something beautiful. It's giving me magician energy, to be honest. It's where you start to trust more. It's like you trust yourself more in this process. And the reason why you do is because there's no reason for you not to have confidence. You know this better than anybody. And it's so interesting because the path will always be there. There's always going to be a path. There is always going to be a way out. There's always going to be a way through something. It's just you have to allow yourself to receive it. So, okay, you have the moon here that's wanting to come out. Exactly. Like I was saying, it's one of those things where you allow your intuition. You can't make this up at all. You also have here the stars from Linderman, of course, and then you have the compass. It's one of those things, honestly, where again, it's a fated or a fixed course. I just heard the word destiny swapping. Yeah, no one's ever going to be able to destiny swap with you, because at the end of the day, you are here to fulfill something. Like, you are here. And sometimes it's not even just about fulfillment. It's about just simply being existence, right? But in this instance, someone is looking for direction. So the spiritual wisdom that I can give you today, or the spiritual guidance that I can give to you, is that it's one of those things where you want to trust yourself more in the process. I know it sounds very cliche and it can get a little annoying hearing that constantly, because you're like, okay, Nuna, like, we hear this all the time, but how often do we follow that advice? How often do we say, you know what, this is really made for me? And if you can, it's like what I'm hearing is that do the thing that you could do with your eyes closed. Do the thing that you can do if you had nothing left, if everything else failed, if you had nothing left. What is the one thing you feel that you will always have? And Spirit says, do that thing. And that's what you carry out. It's not even just about what you're doing or how you're showing up. It's how do I do the thing that I do, right? How do I do this? Like, I maybe need to switch up how I'm doing something. It's not a question of your purpose. It's the how you're doing it. How do I get here? What is this? Like, what steps do I take? And you're in a moment in time, especially because Mercury is retrograde right now. And I believe Mercury is retrograde transiting Pisces. So it's one of those things where, and funny enough, because this is happening before the, I believe it's the lunar eclipse or the solar eclipse in Virgo. It's the lunar eclipse, I believe. The lunar eclipse is happening in Virgo. So this is one of those things where even if you did have a plan, even if you did know what you were doing, these times are drastically changing. Drastically changing. It's one of those things where it's not a matter of the course, or for some people, it very well may be the course. Some of you are 100% called to say, well, I have to completely pivot. I've done this for 20 years and now I'm done. That is divine and that is okay. And the reason why is because the very thing that you feel that you're taking a risk on is the very thing that can be the best gift that you could ever receive. And that's truly what I feel the spiritual guidance is for you today, is to trust the fact that this is the course that you're meant to take. And along the journey, allow yourself. This is futuristic energy we're talking about. This is not even just for the now. This is also for the future. And all we have is now, right? But at the same time, we're prophetic beings. We know this. We're intuitive. We are magicians. We're mystics, right? We're witches. We're a part of a coven. Like we're these magical beings. And so we have the gift of prophecy. So there are some things that we do because we can see things coming. And even if we can't fully see the things coming, I feel like, oh, and look at that. You have the moon again. It's this lunar eclipse energy. Exactly. The lunar eclipse energy. And I feel like it's one of those things where you're allowing, or spirit is asking for you to allow yourself to be led in this, on this journey, because you're not going to see everything at all. You're not going to see everything. And the moon card here reveal, wow, look at that Chariot. Exactly. You keep going anyway. And you also have Judgment here. You just keep going anyway. It's one of those things where you're not going to know everything. You're not going to see everything. And you're navigating dark waters right now, truly. And you're navigating you're navigating the realm where it's hard to decipher, to discern. And that's why you surrender. And I feel like this is one of those things where you're surrendering. You're being led. It's like the current is carrying you. The tsunami is carrying you. You're not fighting against the wave. You're riding the wave. It's so funny because as an earth sign, I hate hearing, I'm going to go with the flow. I do not like hearing that. It's one of those things where you're like, it's like, I just don't, like, my ego is like, no. I'm like, nope. Like, you need to tell me whether you're really here or you're not, because no, right? Like, there's some things that are absolutely set in stone, but there's other ways, or there's other moments where we have to allow ourselves to simply ride the wave. You ride the wave on things that you cannot control, and you ride the wave on things that are helping you grow. And the things that are helping you grow are the things that are teaching you how to allow change to occur. And that's the beauty of it, because things they're constantly changing. They are constantly changing. And also another thing too, the fact that you have the Judgment card here with the moon and you have the Chariot and the Nine of Pentacles, this is telling me, or giving an additional message about you allowing yourself to discern what brings you freedom, and you embracing this idea of freedom and sovereignty, not just on a macroscopic level, but on a microscopic level. And the fact that you're allowing yourself to do things in a way that allows you to be sovereign, this is what helps you show up for the collective, right? This is what helps you to show up for not only yourself, but also for your tribe, for your family, for the people around you, for your community and things like that. The fact that the moon is here, again, you are navigating this dimension where you're just called to allow yourself to receive divine wisdom, to receive divine judgment. I'm seeing somebody receive a lot more prophecies. Like, I'm seeing someone become a lot more prophetic. It makes sense. It really does, because Pisces season will do that to you. Like, if you are someone that's been working on your intuition, your prophetic visions, and, you receiving that, I feel like this is one of those, I keep having to chase another card. Baby, can you get that card for me? It's one of those things where you have to allow yourself to receive intuitive and prophetic messages, and you will be. I feel like you're also being guided. Thank you, sweetie. You're being guided to listen and pay more attention to your dreams. For some of you, you dream things into being. For others of you, you dream things before they happen. I'm one of those people that will dream things before they happen. Yes, your dreams can be highly symbolic, and sometimes, for some people, they can be absolutely literal, I guess. Like, you're seeing something in a dream, and then in waking life, you see that exact same thing. It's like you're peering into like realities and things like that. But anyway, yeah. So I feel like this is where you start to you're navigating the dream world, and with the death card here, this is pointing me to energy that is really you're just being called to allow these things to not just to be carried over, but you're allowing some things to die. You're burying some things. This could be literally you know, burying people. You know, my condolences to anyone who may be going through anything like that right now, or someone who, you know, may have just passed on, or is transitioning as we speak. But everything happens, everything goes into like it's a transitionary period. And it's interesting because we're transitioning into spring, which you would think that things have come back more to life, but I feel the energy of things still dying off. Like I genuinely still feel that. It's like fall and spring, or like fall and or fall and summertime. Like things are still actively falling away, and its heated energy is only amplifying it. The heat is only going to amplify that. But what is the spiritual guidance for you today? The spiritual guidance is just to continue on allowing yourself to receive wisdom. Don't count on anything being permanent, but count on the fact that you are still on this journey, and that in itself is permanent, right? Even with that, I feel like I want to kind of challenge that, because what's permanent is change, right? That's what's permanent. What's permanent is change. And I feel like with this change, Spirit is asking for you to allow yourself to move with change and to adapt. Like, right? Like that fox is all about adaptability. This is you being able to adapt, but not even in a way where you're constantly surviving and fighting and wanting to, you know, to war with everything, right? This is not the time for that. This is the time for embodiment. Every last one of you, right, that I'm speaking to, or I could be speaking to just one soul here, and I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. This is one of those energies where I just heard show your stuff. So this is one of those things where you want to embody, you want to teach, you want to show up and share what you can. Because like we have been saying for years, like we have been saying, if you've been following me since, or not following me, but if you've been with me along this journey since our Magic of Eden days, then you know that we've been talking about community. We've been talking about upheavals. We've been talking about things changing, things dying off, corporations, the system falling in on itself, and things changing and things like that. You know that. So this is the time where we say, although things are not permanent right now, what is permanent is our ability to move with change and allow ourselves to be divinely guided. Things are uncertain. We know that. And we've been on this uncertain board, this crumbling board for a while now. I want you to get back to a space where you can not cling to your spirituality as a form of escapism, but rather you allow yourself to immerse in your spiritual routine to keep you not just guarded and protected, but also keep you alive, keep you in a space of livelihood, keep you in a space of intuitive well-being. And that's exactly what I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on intuitive well-being. I want you to focus on you allowing yourself to be cleansed, to clean yourself, to keep up with your hygiene, to talk to your ancestors, to talk to your guides, to talk to God or the divine or whatever you believe in, because it's these relationships that you have that are intangible. It's these relationships that you have with the unseen world that's going to help you navigate the physical. And that's what people are forgetting. It's still the intangible energy that we're picking up on, especially as sensitive people. Okay? Trust in what you're doing. You have what it takes. You know that you were cut out for this role or whatever it is. But ultimately, I feel like this is a time for you to use your better judgment and you allow yourself to be led by the divine, okay? By your ancestors, by spirit. That is all you need right now, okay? Well, for me at least. I can't tell you what you actually need. But speaking of what you may need, you can check out the Etherium, because that's exactly where you're going to find spiritual essentials. I, again, have been working with this wealth and prosperity oil. Again, of course, I use my own spiritual essentials. I mean, why wouldn't I, right? I mean, I'm supposed to, right? Like, that's just the way that it works. So I've been working with this oil, and I've also been working strongly with the spiritual protection oil, as well as, by the way, I can't get this to focus. I don't know what's going on here. Here we go. I've also been working with the Purge and Banish a lot, and a lot of things have been falling away out of my life, and I'm so glad. I'm so happy. But anyway, these essentials, I'm assuming you know what you're doing already. I'm going to link those down below because you can also reserve those from the Ethereum. Also, I'm bringing back my blog because I need things to live on my own platform, because if anything happens with Substack, with YouTube, or anything like that, I need to have a space. I want to have a space prepared. And I have been working on this space for for quite some time now. I'm getting tongue twisted. I've been working on these things for quite some time, and now things are becoming a lot more cemented behind the scenes. That way you have a space that is private, and you have a space that won't go anywhere as long as there is internet. Anyways, yes, thank you so much for listening and for tuning into this message. If you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at the SaiyonanPath.org. You can also follow along with me on Instagram, on Substack, as well as I think I'm on Blue Sky. What the word is that? Blue Sky. I'm also on other platforms. I'll make sure to link those down below at Nuna Sees. And if there's nothing else, thank you so much for listening and for tuning in. Give me a beautiful, loving comment down in the comment section so that we can interact and communicate. And become a private member, please, because that's where we're able to talk, communicate, and things like that. We will have monthly meetups where I give guidance and we talk maybe for about 30 to 45 minutes or so once a month. And that is going to be exclusively for the members that are behind the scenes. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. Take care, and I'll catch you in my next video.